UValleyRadio.net, your concert station. There you go. The kid from Del Rio, Mr. William Beckmann, a little bourbon whiskey. And we're excited because William's coming back to town tomorrow, Saturday night at House Pasture Cattle Company in Concan, opening up for the amazing Randy Rogers Band. And here to get caught up, tell us about what's going on, talk about music and more, I've got on the phone Mr. William Beckmann. Welcome, sir.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Man, I'm good. It's good to catch up with you, man. It's been a minute, right?
I know it has been a little while.
So you've been really, really busy. So, you got a good excuse. Plus, we're kind of creeping back out of a pandemic. So I'm sure there's lots to catch up on. So shows with Randy Rogers, management, all that kind of stuff. I guess for those who have never heard an interview, we've already done, these talks with you for a while. But go ahead and give us the quick scoop, the 101, the backstory real quick.
Yeah, well, Randy's a very dear friend of mine, and I look up to him like a big brother, and he's always put me on shows, and he's really helped me out with my career and really getting out there to make it work, to make this music thing work for a living. So it's always a pleasure to get to play with him and play for his crowd.
Yeah, so man, I mean, these shows must be fantastic, and just kind of being able to play with somebody of that caliber night after night. I mean, I'm sure it just helps you keep your game up, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's been a lot of fun, especially now that concerts are getting back out there, and we're all having a good time playing again. So that's a really good thing.
So generally speaking, whenever you perform, are you doing full band, 3-piece, solo? Whenever you go out there with Randy, what does your set look like?
We got a 4-piece band right now.
Wow.
And so, it's a little bit of country, a little bit of rock and roll, some songs in Spanish. We try to mix it up and keep it interesting for the crowd and for ourselves. And it's been going over really well. I think people really enjoy the shows.
Well, we've talked about your diversity, man. I mean, you can pretty much do any style, anytime. What is that? You kind of like living there? I mean, you're with Randy Rogers Band for the most part. A lot of these shows you've been doing lately. So you definitely are in front of a Texas country red dirt crowd. But then again, Randy kind of rocks it pretty good. So what are you feeling? I guess with your running buddies these days, is that affecting maybe the direction your music, whether it's live or recorded, is going to head?
You know what? Yeah, I just think it's cool to see some upbeat and like rock songs whenever you're at a show, and honestly, I think a lot of the other guys that are doing it right now, I mean, it's pretty heavily influenced by rock and even like punk stuff too. Like if you look at Co Wetzel, who's a friend of mine and really I'm a big fan. His stuff is a lot of rock and roll, and so I think the fans like it. It's cool to mesh rock and roll and country, but also have those ballads too that are more of like the singer-songwriter type of thing. I think the more well-rounded and diverse the set is, I think the more people seem to enjoy it, just because it's not the same thing. It doesn't all sound the same.
Well, now you brought up the ballads. I mean, I think most people that have heard your work on radio in particular, I think it's pretty safe to say that your radio work tends to lead more toward the ballad, toward the softer, slower stuff so far. Mm-hmm. So has there been kind of a surprise maybe for those who have seen you live going, wow, man, you're kind of kicking it? Or what's been, I guess, again, that response for the people that are seeing you live for the first time who maybe would only know a bourbon whiskey or Follow or something like that?
Yeah, and even Follow is kind of more of an up-tempo song, and so I didn't write that song. I ended up cutting that song. But yeah, I've been writing with a lot of other people up in Nashville too, and these songs I've been writing lately are pretty up-tempo and upbeat, just because most of the songs that I do have when I write alone are kind of more of the slower songs. That's just kind of what I like, and so thankfully I've got really good songwriting buddies that help me kind of write in the other direction and get some more fast-paced stuff so that we can play live shows, and it's energetic and it's cool and it's something that you'll never see anywhere else. We like to incorporate some songs in Spanish, and most people that have ever seen me know that I usually end my sets with a song in Spanish, a mariachi song of some sort. But now me and my band have learned some songs in Spanish, and Trying to write in Spanish too, which is not the easiest thing for me, but it's something I've always wanted to do. And we just put a song out called "Danced All Night Long" that I've had for a while, and there's some Spanish bits in there. So it's cool, man. We're working hard on putting some new music out, and definitely working hard on playing as many shows for the people.
Well, as far as that live show goes, again, if you're talking about, I've seen you a couple of times, more and more of an intimate kind of almost solo kind of acoustic vibe. You're getting up there with with three other guys, full band, a little bit kind of more of a rockin' edge. How has that been for the stage presence for you? Have you kind of had to learn to kind of, Elvis it up a little bit, shake the hips more, get a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Have you had to learn to kind of get a little bit more movement going on?
It's different for sure, and I used to play with a band back when I was a lot younger. When I was in high school, we were just a cover band, and same kind of thing though. We played a lot of country music and a lot of rock and roll and stuff. And I wasn't even the singer, I was just I was the guitar player. So, but that was probably my first experience playing with a group of guys on stage and really having to have good stage presence or learn how to do it. But then, for an extended period of time, I went just doing solo stuff, and so then that got I had to build my chops up like that, and you're just up there with your guitar, and you have to fill the dead space in between and try to crack a funny joke or whatever to keep the audience engaged, and then now that I'm playing with a band again, it's kind of refreshing. It'd been a long time since I'd done that, but you have this certain level of confidence when you're up there with your friends making music and jamming out. You're not up there by yourself, and it's not all eyes on you. It's the group, and we feed off of each other. The energy that I get from my drummer and my guitar player, my bass player, and hopefully the energy they're getting from me. It's all what keeps the train moving down the track. So it's great, man. I enjoy it a lot, and like I said, it's a pretty lively show, and we play a lot of different songs that I've written, and throwing some covers in there too that not too many people do. That's what I tell my band. I was like, man, if we're going to cover any songs, let's try to find something that nobody's really seen anybody else do, and if they have, we'll make it to where it sounds like our own. And yeah, I think it's a pretty memorable thing to come see a band and they're playing song in Spanish that you've never heard, or at least haven't heard in a long time. So right. The one we've been doing lately is a Marco Antonio Solis song. Was one of my grandfather's favorite songs, and so we learned that, and we've been playing it out. So I'm sure we'll play it there in Concan.
Very nice. Well, again, we're talking to William Beckmann. He's performing tomorrow, Saturday night, House Pasture Cattle Company in Concan, warming the stage for the one and only Randy Rogers Band. You can get your tickets at housepasture.com, and be sure and get them. I know they're getting close sold out. Just a great way to spend spring break in Uvalde County. Now, we talked about the band. Let's go ahead and name drop them. Tell us about who's in the band. These guys are permanent guys, I'm assuming, right? Like a real band?
Yeah. We've got Mr. Nate Bellotti on the guitar, great guitar player, and I met him up in Nashville. He's from Dallas, but we went to school together at Belmont University, and we were buddies back then, and never really thought we'd be in a band together touring. But he's a dear friend of mine. We got Jeremy Walda on the drums, but we call him Jimmy Coyote, so I'm going to leave it at that.
Uvalde, we love our coyotes here.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Coyote on the drums. And Jared Lee French is my bass player, and he's a fantastic bass player and a guitar player and a drummer. He's a jack of all trades, and he's one of the most talented guys in the band, I think. But yeah, we're a four-piece, and we like to play the slow songs, and then we like to change it up and play the fast songs, and try to give people an experience,
Now, these other three guys, are they going to be influencing your songwriting? Are they going to be collaborating with you in any ways besides just on stage?
I think so. Yeah, I think I'm always influenced by what's around me. The musicians and the people that are close to me. So yeah, I definitely I let them show me songs that they've been working on, and they're not bashful. They're pretty comfortable with me to show me stuff. And I'm like anybody else that in my position. If it's a good song and if it's something that I think I could sing and do it justice, and I would love to do it. So yeah, I let my band bring me songs, and we'll jam out together and try to come up with new songs. I don't think we've written a song as a band, but I wouldn't rule it out. I've been writing a lot up in Nashville, so that's kind of when I'm not with them on the road. I'm usually in Tennessee. But yeah, we're looking forward to these shows and really getting tighter as a band this year. You know, it's like I said, it's just been 2 years of everybody kind of trying to figure it out.
Right.
And I've been doing a lot of acoustic stuff too, but now that I've got a band together, it's going to be really fun.
Well, tell me this now, man. I mean, we talked about this. I mean, you can do Spanish, you do kind of the slower stuff. I mean, you're doing your rock and roll thing. Would you ever consider, being a part of another musical outfit? Maybe not William Beckmann or William Beckmann Band, but maybe like a rock group, or maybe, at the Hano type group, something that's kind of under a different label category as to what you're doing as a solo artist.
I think so. Yeah. I wouldn't rule it out. Music's such a funny thing for me because I'm always discovering new things that I like and new things that I can do. So if it was something that I was passionate about and I felt like I could do it, and again, if I could do it justice, if I felt like I belonged there, then absolutely. Right now, I'm just kind of focused on getting my name out there, as many people as possible, and I've even been trying to use social media as best I can. I'm not the greatest at it, but I try. I do TikTok videos and funny little things here and there, and some people seem to like it, which is great, and it helps. It's a great marketing tool, I think. It's a great way to get your music out there and connect with people that might not have known who you were otherwise. And by using the internet and by using outlets like TikTok or Instagram, it allows you to branch outside of that and put your music out there beyond the Texas border, and which is always good. You might be able to go up to Washington State or something, and you have a couple fans that might show up just because they've seen you before on their phones. So
that's
just
crazy.
Trying to work, man. Trying to make a living. Trying to get it done.
Here at Uvalde Radio, we've got a TikTok, although it's kind of a tough nut to crack. So you're younger, so it probably comes a little bit easier. What is your greatest hit on TikTok so far? Are you singing with a squirrel or dancing with a chicken, or what? What's the angle William Beckmann uses?
It's a funny video of my roommate and I've got one of my best friends that I live with up in Nashville, because I live part-time in Nashville. Mm-hmm. So I get to fly in and stay at my house there. But it's a video of him and I singing a Tracy Chapman song, Fast Car. Oh. And I'm singing the song, and I'm laughing, and he's in the background hyping it up. And it's a pretty funny video. But, yeah, people kind of blew that one up.
Very good. Funny. Well, hey, man, William, let's talk about personal life, man. I mean, you're kind of a dual resident, Texan, Tennessean. How's the local family, the Del Rio peeps? How are they feeling? How they treating you? Are they all just loving what you're doing?
I hope so. I think so. I try to visit my family as much as I can in Del Rio, and whenever I get to see friends down there, they're all asking me questions, and they're all very supportive. But I got a lot of friends that are tell me they're proud of me, and we used to listen to the Randy Rogers Band and Wade Bowen and everybody else when we were all in school, when we were in high school. So it's kind of surreal that I'm getting to open up for those guys and getting to hang out and learn from them too. So I think everybody's pretty excited. I'm very excited. My parents are very excited. But yeah, we just got to keep going and work hard and try to make a name for ourselves.
Well, man, I mean, you got a brand new single called Follow, which we're going to play here in just a moment. But before we get into that, what's in the future? Any cool big shows, festivals, anything exciting that you want to mention real quick? And any other, I guess, tentative plans here in the near future that you can tell your fans about, whether it's new release or a new video or anything like that?
Yeah, so we just put out the last single off this upcoming EP. It's called Danced All Night Long, so they can check that out. It's great because it's got a mariachi band on those songs, so it's definitely a crossover. Freddie Fender, that kind of Johnny Rodriguez type thing, which is cool. And then we got an EP that's coming out next month, and there's 2 unreleased songs that people will get to check out once the whole thing's out. And there's a bunch of tour dates that are constantly getting added. So I would just suggest people checking me out on Instagram and Facebook, or check out my website and see what shows nearest to them, because we're going to be busy. We're going to be going down the road and trying to hit as many places as we can.
All right. Well, the big show, of course, is tomorrow, Saturday night, House Pasture Cattle Company, as we wrap up the Frio River Music Fest. It'll be Randy Rogers Band and Mr. William Beckmann back in Uvalde County. Excited about that. Well, we talked a little bit about it briefly. Follows the latest single for radio, and you said you did not write this one, but go ahead and give us a quick backstory again on Follow before we get it on and wrap it up and get you back off to your rock star status.
Yeah, so my publisher had sent me that song. It's Eric Pasley, who I'm a very big fan of. Wrote that song along with a few other songwriters. But that song was brought to me, and it was actually kind of the demo for it was that it was a lot different than what I ended up doing. But it was kind of like a reggae sounding song. But I thought it was catchy. I thought it was cool, and it was I was able to do something with it, and I was able to record it and make it my own. So we decided to put it out, and people really seem to like it. They've been singing that song live at the shows, so that's a good sign.
Well, very good, man. Well, let's get it on, and we'll let you get on your way. But again, William Beckmann tomorrow, Saturday night, House Pasture in Concan. Get your tickets at housepasture.com. Get them early. You still got time. I think the price goes up just a smidgen if you wait till you get them at the door. But William, we're going to play your song, man. This is Follow, and this is UvaldeRadio.net, your concert station. Thank you, sir, man. It's been a pleasure catching up.
Thanks, man. So good to hear from you.
Morning always comes way too soon.